Congratulations, my former teammate, my friend, Sweden captain. It's so cool to see how you've grown into the player you are. But I'm going to keep it quick because you're traveling and you have a quarterfinal matchup to look forward to. But first question, how did your team prepare for the US team?
And thank you, my friend. Yeah, how do you prepare playing against the US? You can have all these tactics, and obviously we know the US are like an attacking minded team. They always show up on the big moments. Obviously we heard about the people criticizing the team and all of that, but we know they always raise to the occasions. It doesn't matter what they've done before, they always show up. And that's what they did against us. I mean, had a great game against us, but we always know it's a physical battle every time we play each other. So you can have the tactical part is one part, but in the same time, it's like the fighting spirit, the battle.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. It's very intense games every time we play each other. Obviously, we did not want it to go to penalties. I think that's the most brutal way to lose a game. I think the US had an amazing game against us, and I think, but at the same time, you have to have the details with you. It's like and that's what we did, like the crossbar and the penalties and all of that. But it's a brutal way to lose on, penalties. I experienced it myself. I know how heartbroken the players are. At the same time, we've lost and won on it before. In the last Olympics, we had 2 penalty shootouts, so we have experience from it. It was an insane game, and I'm super happy and proud of my team. It's like just the mentality we show in the penalty kicks. Like we have a girl that's like 20 years old who's shooting the 5th penalty. I mean, with all the pressure, and but we know we're doing this together. The team spirit we have, it's incredible, and we talked a lot about this. We can talk about penalties, so much emotional things. But I think we talked about it. Now I'm talking a lot. Sorry. But it's like we have also like a mental coach, and it's all like when you shoot a penalty, you can train as much as you want on it, but when you come there, you can not prepare for the feelings you will have. You will be nervous. You just have to accept it and be prepared and know what you want to do and just be in the moment. So I think that's what the girls did, and luckily we had the Americanos with us.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I think penalties are a brutal part of football, but they're becoming more normalized in how we prepare for them. Before, I think it was kind of like, go out there and do your best. But now it's actually something that's practiced both on the technique, but also on the mental side. So it's cool to see that kind of evolution to a part of the game that before was kind of just like a flip of the coin. It's not really like that anymore. And we've experienced it, both our teams, to be on the winning side of that and the losing side of it, and it doesn't ever feel great. But I want to go into something that I think you and your teammates said, which I think is important due to the criticism that the U.S. women's national team has been given during this tournament, is what do you think the U.S. women's national team means to the global game?
The U.S. women's national team, they're pioneers. I mean, you're raising the game. You're opening doors for the rest of the community, the rest of the world. You're first with everything. And I had an interview with an American journalist yesterday, and he was talking so much. The question, I was like, how can you ask me this? He asked basically, the women's, the U.S. are talking about the American team is so over, like, la la la. And I was like, don't talk shit about the American team. That's basically what I said. I was like, you can't say this. Like, you have an incredible team. You had a great game. We had an amazing goalkeeper. You're raising the game on every level, on and off the pitch, especially off the pitch. This is what needs to be taken. It's women's football, and our generation are pioneers in every kind of way, like for the next generation. And the U.S. national team are taking so many battles that are opening doors for the rest of the world to do the same. In Europe, we always say, "Oh, did you see what the American players did? Oh, that's amazing! We should do the same." And I said yesterday too, U.S. should encourage you. They need to be more positive. They will never be able to be in your shoes.
Yep.
and trying to always fight for the equal rights. And that's what we're doing in Europe too. But I know you'll get a lot of criticism and all of that. That always comes along with having an opinion, you know.
Yep.
But in the end, it will all be worth it. And I told them, you should be proud of your team. And I mean, you're doing so great. And I think it's hard to always take in the battles and people having opinions, but they will never be in our shoes. And so I don't understand the criticism. I think people need to be more encouraging and positive towards the US, because the reason why you have so much pressure is because you've been winning all the time. You've been performing all the time. You know, you've got the results. Obviously, and now when more countries are investing more in women's football, the game is raising. You know, you're maybe not over here and the rest are here. Maybe it's like the US, you're still number one in the world, but the other teams are getting closer, you know. So
and that's something we should all be proud of. You know,
we should be proud of that, because the quality of the game is raising. Everything is raising. Investments are raising. Like, I mean, the women's football has a beautiful future, but it would not have it if we wouldn't take the battles, you know, if we wouldn't have an opinion, if we would stay happy with everything that's been in former generations, you know. So for me, I'm sweet, but like, I'm proud to see the work you guys are doing in the US, and you should never stop doing that.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. It's really important. And speaking of important, you have a quarterfinal matchup with Japan. It's going to be an interesting one. My favorite part about international football is when these different styles clash, and this is very different. And obviously Japan's, I think, shocked some people, but probably not us, because we know how Japan are in major tournaments. But they've been doing pretty well. I think you all didn't have your best game against the US, which I think sets you up for a really good quarterfinal, because I know Swedish mentality and you all will come out. I have a big prediction on this one that I won't tell you. But what are you looking forward to most about that matchup?
I'm really looking forward to it, because Japan, we know them since before. But obviously, it's a team that impressed me the most. I just love the way they play. You know, they're
it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. They're constantly in movement, 1-2 touch all the time, crazy finishing. I mean, they're against Spain. They had 4 shots, 4 goals. You know,
I mean, what's more efficient than that?
It's so easy. It looked just easy, and that's like football should be. It should look easy. I hope it doesn't look easy against us, but I love playing. I love playing against teams with a completely different style, you know, but also against the best teams. US was obviously one of them. Japan will be that too. We have the strength and mentality that we've been winning games in different kind of ways. Like we have a last minute winner against South Africa. Set pieces against Italy, the US, and then Argentina. Play a lot of players that got the time to play, that haven't been playing that much. US penalties. So we know we've been through it all almost. It feels like. So let's see how it'll be against Japan, but we'll be more in the ready. But I'm really looking forward to that game. I mean, we're physical, but they're like super technical.
It's the kind of matchup that you love to see. And as you know, in order to win a World Cup, you have to beat the best teams. And you've now gone through the US. You have Japan, which we're all looking forward to. You know that I will be cheering for you. I can't wait to watch watch your magic, watch you move through defenders like only you can do. But I wish you and your team the best of luck and the rest of the tournament. And thank you so much for coming on and saying everything that you did.
Thank you so much, girl. It was so nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you.